What up, collective, and welcome to another These May Be Your Messages reading. So, this format is a little different. I usually do the video, but I was called to do podcast style for these two messages this week. So, if you are new here, what's up? My name is Paris, aka Elvira or Brightbat, and you can check out all of my links below if you would like to donate or book a personal session with me. Let's see what's going on for everyone listening. Somebody is really focused on their money, their health, their appearance, and Spirit is very, very proud of you for that, because maybe for some time you were not really valuing yourself. You were possibly very stressed about a situation, and now there's a lot of a cycle closing up for you. However, your energy is still directed towards somebody on the subconscious level. And that may be why you're having a little bit of a hard time with sleeping for some of you. Somebody here has not had an appetite in days. Maybe you have not really been eating because of stress or overcoming a financial situation that has been very difficult. Someone here could possibly have a child as well, and you've been worried about this child, or you're trying to preserve their innocence a bit. So this is a specific situation, but for someone here, your child possibly is like a teenager, and maybe they have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, or maybe that's something that's going to be coming up for someone here, and you're going to need to lay down the law in the next couple of weeks. Maybe this is something that recently happened. And for those who don't have children, I feel like you're just building some sort of foundation brick by brick by brick, and you don't want anybody coming in and fucking up this foundation. This is like your baby, and Spirit is saying thank you so much for actually caring about your life and actually trying to rebuild yourself from the inside out. A lot of people do not do this work. Okay, Spirit tells me this time and time again. Every time that I'm getting down on myself or feeling bad for taking a couple of days away and feeling just the emotions that I should feel, Spirit is like, you are doing the work that millions of people run away from, avoid. They throw themselves into addictions. And for some of you, I do feel like you're ending a cycle with addictions, and it doesn't have to be with, just actual substances. It could be like an addiction to a person as well, where you're tossing all of that out, and your heart chakra is going to feel like it's almost stripped to the bone. Okay. It's going to feel very raw. And that's what Spirit wants to help some of you guys with, is just affirming that you're not afraid of this tender part of the healing journey where you're being stripped to the very bare bones of yourself, and you're rebuilding yourself from the inside out. That goes down to diet. That goes down to, I'm hearing weight management, just a lot of working on your outer appearance. That's something that's becoming a lot more important to some of you, even if you don't realize it. That's why I felt like someone here, especially if you've been praying lately or setting intentions, you've been trying to lose weight or do something with your body, and it's kicking in. And that's why Spirit is saying to not force yourself to eat things that you don't like or that you don't really feel drawn to, because your heart chakra is going to be telling you, hey, like, we're not feeling this today. We actually want something more raw, more fresh, so that you can ascend. There's a huge message about diet here. And for those of you who already are possibly vegan, vegetarian, or you're cutting back on certain things, it's still a lot about salts, sugars, and sweets that you're going to be needing to be a bit more intentional about, but also remembering that, especially if you're a feminine listening, we go through cycles. Okay, so we're always going to have our cravings. And as goddess energy, spirit was showing me that sometimes we are allowed to indulge in the things that we need to. Not mindlessly, of course, but there are going to be periods where you crave more sweets or more salty stuff. And some of you've been beating yourself up about the way that your weight fluctuates. I'm seeing somebody like really self-conscious about their body, and you may not even be realizing that you're holding this in for some of you. But yeah, there's a huge body dysmorphia, like a belief for feminines listening, that you need to get to a certain size or you need to look a certain way in order to be appealing. I know I've been working through this, where I've been affirming that whoever I'm with next, like, they love me in all stages: pregnancy, fat, fat, skinny, whatever, sickly. Like, some of you have a trauma where maybe you were with somebody and they never, I don't even think that whoever you were with or are with, that they judge your body. For some of you, it was an insecurity that kind of kept you from being intimate with your person. And maybe you didn't realize it, but maybe sex was like really hard for some of you here. Or when you have sex in general, it's very, the reason that it's hard, it's not hard, but we're very extra sensitive when we're having sex with people, right? And there's a trauma that some of you have with your body and sex, but it's because maybe you were with somebody who fetishize like different women, maybe different men. Like, they had like all of these sexual kinks that they never told you about, and it's made you insecure in your body now. That's like a trauma that's coming up for some of you now, is sex demon trauma, being with somebody who had sex demons. So, and for some of you, this is currently happening. You don't even realize that you have taken on so much sexual trauma from somebody else that you've been with, and you're kind of becoming a little bit of a shell of yourself. Okay, I'm hearing it just like that. Somebody could be quite literally sucking the life force energy out of you, and you have to be aware of that. That's for someone listening where you've been resonating, and now I'm bringing up a relationship and you're like, oh shit, she's talking about me. Yes, okay. Whoever you're dealing with possibly has like an entity attachment. They possibly still watch porn or watch things behind your back, and it's affecting your subconscious a lot. It's going to be a double confirmation if you have dreams like of your partner cheating. I realized like that was something that happened in one of my relationships. Like, it wasn't that he was actually cheating, he was watching porn behind my back. So I would have these dreams of him being with like different women, but we would be together 24/7, you know, like most of the time. And then come to find out, okay, like there's a porn addiction. A lot of men struggle with porn addictions. And for those of you who are single, it's more so about reaffirming that who you meet next does not have that same issue with porn, that they know how to control their wand, okay, their PB, they know how to keep it in their pants. That's going to help you to open up your heart more, because there's a fear and a distrust of starting over in love again that spirit does not want some of you to carry. They don't want you to feel like the next person that you're going to be with is going to destroy your confidence and demean you, make you compete against other women or men, or make you feel like you're an option. You know, it's all about being intentional. So as you begin to affirm that to yourself, you're going to start possibly recreating your whole reality. And I had recorded this, I was thinking out loud to myself, and I heard, when your reality, when you're rebuilding it, sometimes you have to step back and act as like an observer when you are first setting intentions over your reality or coming onto your dream reality. It all comes crashing down, especially if you have been surrounded by a lot of illusions, and a lot of things come crashing down mentally as well, like your beliefs of people and how you saw them. And a lot of you have completely fallen out of love with somebody because you're moving on to your dream timeline. Now, does it mean that you will never be in love with them again? No, you may find them on the other side of this journey, but some of you've been fighting off this emotion of like you're feeling like you're done with somebody and like you're ready to date and like you're ready to mingle. And Spirit is saying, go ahead, because whoever is meant for you is going to stay for the long run. So let's say, you know, this person from your past, for some of you, this is your whole twin. Okay. This is like a divine counterpart, or like one of those situations where there's a potential for the masculine or the feminine, whoever's listening, there's a potential for them to transform, but you're not waiting on that potential anymore. Spirit is saying, don't worry, because they'll find you when the time is right. You may have like a brief encounter or a brief fling just to heal your heart, show you that there's better out there. And you could be meeting somebody where you're meant to teach them about codependency. Okay, that's for someone listening where you're dating and you could find that like the people you're dating are a lot more into you than you're into them. And it's going to be teaching you how to be raw and honest and, you know, get you closer to your heart space. Because the heart wants what it wants, okay? Like if you're dating and all you're thinking about is somebody from your past and that's all you feel, that's a sign to hold off. But you guys may going through that trial and error of like, okay, I'm kind of interested in this person. Let me see what happens. And then when you see, you're like, I don't know. I don't think I like that. I feel like I'm still tender. Okay. It's a part of it. That's what Spirit is saying. Dating, mingling, just weighing your options is a part of it. But don't ever lie to yourself to the point where you're getting into something just because you're trying to get over somebody and you're trying to pass the time. It's like some of you're at a very difficult place because you want to wait for somebody, but also Spirit is kind of like calling you to have patience, like I'm hearing date with integrity and honesty. You know, if you got to keep people in the friend zone, keep them in the friend zone, but you got to make it very, very clear that you're, experimenting in order to learn where your heart is at with relationships. And if you can say that, you're going to be calling in people who are like right in that same frequency. So they won't really mind if, you know, things don't work out and you both have to walk away. It's just about not shutting yourself off from human interaction or the idea of love, because you're actually training to be in a stable union. Okay, so that's mainly what I'm feeling for these messages at this time. I'll see you guys at the next one. Peace out.